What's going on YouTube? Brandon Lachuga here. Thought I'd make a quick video on why I decided to buy my houses before I bought a supercar. Because I've been asked that a few times. People will go, well, you know, if you didn't buy, because I've owned two houses so far, and they're pretty expensive. I mean, the first one wasn't really expensive. It was around $189,000. So it wasn't too much, you know. But a lot of people are like, well, if your house was so cheap at the time, why didn't you just buy a supercar then? Well, the driveway at that house was kind of jacked. I mean, it was a decent sized house. We fully remodeled it like we did our current house that we have now. You know, it was only like 2,300 square feet, kind of small. Not small, but not huge. It was like 3 bathroom, 5 bedroom, small living room, small kitchen. Everything was just kind of small. But yeah, people are like, well, when your mortgage is that cheap, why do you know, and you don't like have that big of a payment on it, and you didn't invest a whole lot of money in it, why didn't you buy a supercar then? Well, the main reason I didn't buy a supercar at that house was because like I said, the driveway, one, was terrible. It was just an awful driveway. I had the Skyline, and I was able to, you know, pull the Challenger in, but when it came to the Skyline, I tried to pull the Skyline into the garage, or into the driveway, and I bottomed out and almost ripped the bumper off because the Skyline was slammed. I know, like with the Lamborghini, they have the air ride, kind of the like somewhat air ride suspension where you can lift the front lip up. So I could have bought a Lamborghini then, but I didn't because, you know, I lived in a neighborhood where the car would have been more than half, like about more than half the price, or at minimum at least half price of the house. So I just didn't really want to buy one then. And again, I didn't have a garage. That was just it was a 3-car driveway just in a line, but there was no garage. So, and I just didn't really want to leave it out in that neighborhood without a garage. I mean, it's not an unsafe neighborhood because actually I live less than 3 minutes away from my old house. We just moved further north, and the neighborhood got way better. But the reason, I mean, I guess the main reason why I didn't buy a supercar with the first house was, again, it was the driveway. It was didn't have a garage to store it in. I feel like if I had a garage, that would have been a different story. Also, you know, for me, it wasn't a good investment at the time because, you know, you don't really get your money back out of a car, which people say that a lot, like car is a horrible investment. Well, that's true, but at the same time, that's completely false because I've made $7 grand on one vehicle, buying it and selling it. But again, it has to be the right product or merchandise or brand, whatever you want to call it. It just has to be the right vehicle. Again, it was the Skyline. Imported it for like $11,000, sold it for like 17 or 18 when it was said and done. So $6,000 to $7,000, you know, in profit right there. So that was great. But you know, again, with Lamborghini, it's not, I mean, I could use it as collateral, but it just really wasn't an investment. And at a younger age, because I bought my first house when I was 20, so you know, that was a great investment, I feel like, because it paid out. And then bought it for like I said, it was like $189, around that price. Ended up, when we sold it, we only lived there for 4 years, we only owed like $160. So when we sold it, we made like, I think it was around like $320, $325. And then we invested in another house, which was a lot more expensive, but we decided it's gonna be our retirement house. So that was the house, now it's valued. We bought the house 7 months ago. We fully remodeled it and everything. We bought it for $420, and now it's worth $500,000. So it was a good investment. We definitely have a bunch of equity in the house because we only owe around $315,000 on a $420,000 house. Or if, like I said, if you look at it now, the house is worth $500,000. So worth $500,000, we only owe $315. Pretty good deal. So yeah, for me at the time, it was more important for me to buy the original house because like I said, for me, I know that's a profit. That's going to turn a profit rather than a supercar. But if you do it right, you can make a supercar make you money. So, and a lot of people wonder, like, how do you make money with a supercar? Well, you know, a lot of the guys on YouTube, the Stradman, Vehicle Virgins, Rob Dom, a lot of them, there's another guy, I always forget his name. A lot of them, you know, made their careers and where they are today, and they own the stuff they have today. You know, I don't know if you follow the Stradman, but he's got an RA, and then he's got the Lamborghini. Vehicle Virgins, he's got a few cars. I think he's got the Mercedes I forgot what it is, the 63, the C63, I think that's what he has. I don't really follow their channels, but you know, they have amazing cars. He's also got the Huracan with a supercharger on it, so you know, they're making money with their supercars. So if you're gonna buy a supercar, it's not a bad investment if you take the proper steps in utilizing the vehicle, which again, they did a great job on that. Like, both of them, neither one of them bought a house first. Neither one of them, I think the Stradman still doesn't own his own house, but that's, you know, that's his choice. I think it's a smart decision. But they don't own, I think, Vehicle Virgins. He just bought his first house not too long ago, and it's a nice house. It's really nice in California. It's a sharp house, 3-car garage and everything. So him buying a Lamborghini when he was 20 while he was in college was a great payoff, because now, you know, he's got over 1 million subscribers or something around there. Stradman's got around 800,000, I think. But they were able to utilize their vehicles to make the money, so now in life they're further along. So it's just, there's a lot of different ways you can go with what's more important to you. But if you're gonna do one and expect to make money on either one of them, one, if you buy a house, you have to either be there for a while or do some pretty high upgrades to, you know, sell quick. And like we did, we sold quick. We only lived in our old house 4 years, bought it for $189, owed $160, sold it for $320. I think it was like $325 when it was said and done. That's a huge profit right there. So that really helped us out a lot. But yeah, you know, and I used some of that money. For me, that was when I bought my supercar. That's when I bought the GTR, because for me, I thought it was a good investment, you know, to buy the house. We put a lot of money down on it. We don't have any debt besides the house and the GTR, and that's it. That's the only debt we have. So honestly, for me, I think for my scenario, it was better for me to buy my house first and then buy a supercar. But for other people, you know, they were smart with how they bought their supercar. They were smart with how they utilized it to make the money. So I really don't think it really matters. Well, it does matter. So if you are going to buy a supercar, you can use, and if you're going to make a channel, or if you have a channel, I think that's a great idea. I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, do reviews on the supercar, do as many things as you can to get, you know, subscribers and likes and views and stuff. All that stuff pays off, because when it comes down to it, that can make you money. Your supercar can actually make you money. But for me, I invested my money first into a house, because for me, I thought the bigger payout personally for me would be the house. But I could be wrong. You know, those guys, like I said, they're making good money. Parker, that's his name, Parker from Vehicle Virgins. He's got quite a few cars. He's got a nice house. And then, like I said, the Stradman's got an RA, and he still has the Gallardo. So it really just depends on what you do and how you want to utilize your money. So I don't think it's a bad idea to invest in a supercar, but if you're going to invest in it, make sure you invest in it and then you utilize it. You do something with it. Yeah, even Instagram nowadays, you can post it on Instagram, post pictures every day, post pictures of the interior, do light modifications, get the wheels powder coated, black out the taillights, do small things to, you know, get followers, get subscribers and stuff like that, to, you know, end up making money, or get sponsors from car companies that want to sponsor you, and then you put their you know, brand on your windshield and stuff, and they'll send you parts and stuff. There's lots of different ways to utilize it. And again, I don't think there's a right or wrong. Should you buy a house first or should you buy a supercar? Doesn't really matter. As long as you wanna, whatever you plan on doing, commit to it. Like first house we bought, I committed to it. I didn't want to buy a supercar. I wanted to buy a supercar really bad, but I didn't want to, you know, invest that money and then still have money in the house. So kind of worked around it, sold the house, made a lot of money. And I was like, okay, now I can buy a supercar. Now I can buy another house. And I think my monthly mortgage for a $420,000 house compared to $189, it's less than like a $600 difference monthly change. You know, we went up $600. That's not a huge change in a mortgage, but it was a huge jump from, you know, 189 to 420. So I utilized my money right to make it not too big of a change. Bought the supercar, bought a retirement house. So I think that's the best way to do it. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Brandon Lechuga, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.